Hi class, today we are going to learn the settlement methods of international funds, specifically remittance. We will explain the concept of remittance, the parties, characteristics, the process, and other related aspects. Remittance, also known as remittance transfer, refers to the process in which the remitter applies for remittance at the remitting bank. The remitting bank accepts the remitter's commission. It sends the remittance order to the correspondent bank either by mailing it to the correspondent bank or by sending a secure telegram to inform the correspondent bank. The correspondent bank is then authorized to pay the recipient according to the specified amount. Remittance methods can be categorized as mail transfer, telegraphic transfer, or demand draft. The parties involved in remittance are as follows. The remitter refers to the payer, usually the buyer, in the import trade contract. The remitting bank is typically located in the buyer's country in the import transaction. The correspondent bank acts as the representative of the remitting bank and is usually located in the seller's country, serving as a bank for exporter. The payee refers to the recipient of the funds and is typically the seller in the export trade contracts. The process of telegraphic transfer and mail transfer is as follows. First, the payment method for remittance is determined and agreed upon in the contract between the buyer and the seller. Second, the remitter completes a remittance authorization form and makes the payment. Third, the remitting bank provides the remitter with a receipt. Fourth, the remitting bank sends telegraphic transfer advice or registers the payment notice by mail to correspondent bank. Fifth, the correspondent bank notifies the beneficiary of a remittance. Sixth, the correspondent bank disperses the payment to the beneficiary. Seventh, the correspondent bank notifies the remitting bank of completion of payment through debit advice. After learning about the process of remittance, what do you think are its characteristics? Under what circumstances will you use remittance? Characteristics of remittance. 1. High risk. 2. Imbalance in financial burden. 3. Simplified procedures and lower costs. The use of remittance. In international trade, remittance is commonly used for the following purposes. Commercial credit. Credit sales to highly reliable customers. Bookkeeping transactions. Payment of deposits and remaining balances for goods. Payment of commissions and fees. Installment payments for bulk goods. Deferred payments. After studying the characteristics and usage scenarios of remittance, let's now take a look at the in-class practical exercises. Based on the following business background, describe the funds payment and receipt process. Exporter, Nanchang Wing Trading Company. Correspondent bank, Bank of China, Jiangxi Branch. Importer, Bangkok May Company. Correspondent bank, Bangkok City Bank. Payment method. For payment of transaction amount through telegraphic transfer. Analysis demonstration. Step 1. Nanchang Wing Trading Company and May Company agree on the remittance method for settling the payment for goods. Step 2. May Trading Company entrusts Citibank to make the remittance. They fill out a remittance authorization form and submit it along with the payment and corresponding fees to Citibank. Step 3. Make company receives the receipt from Citibank, confirming the remittance. Step 4. Citibank sends a telegraphic message to notify the Bank of China, Jiangxi branch. Step 5. Bank of China, Jiangxi branch disperses the payment for goods to Wing Trading Company. Step 6. Bank of China, Jiangxi branch records a debit transaction from Citibank. Process of telegraphic transfer. First, the buyer and seller agree on the contract's remittance payment method. Second, the remitter, May Trading Company, fills out a remittance authorization form and submits the payment and the corresponding fees. Third, the remitting bank, Citibank, provides the remitter with a receipt. Fourth, the remitting bank, Citibank, sends a telegraphic message to notify the beneficiary bank, Bank of China, Jiangxi branch. Fifth, Bank of China, Jiangxi branch, the beneficiary bank, notifies the payee, Nanchang Wing Trading Company, about remittance. Sixth, the beneficiary bank, Bank of China, Jiangxi branch, disperses Nanchang Wing Trading Company payment. Seventh, the beneficiary bank, Bank of China, Jiangxi branch, sends a debit notification to Citibank, indicating the completion of payment. After completing the in-class practice, we have additional exploration and improvement exercises for self-study. Please actively think about it. Thank you for listening.